We're almost there. Is it live? Is it live? Just check, see what's happening on my account. Ooh, we officially have 501 subscribers as of today. That's awesome. Okay, let's get back to the Zoom. All right, I've got the live chat going also on YouTube. So just making sure I'm getting everyone. Yeah, it says, when it says live on YouTube, it doesn't mean that it's connected fully to YouTube. So I have to always just double check and make sure that it's fully connected to YouTube. I'm not naked, I'm actually wearing clothes. So Happy New Year, happy 2020, everyone. Some of you are still in New Year's Eve mode. So thanks for taking the time to be here for this wealth forecast. I'm really excited about doing this. I could feel the energy of it yesterday. And it on YouTube, there should be a little comment section where, well, on my phone, if you're on your phone, it kind of looks like this, and then you can comment down here. So. Yeah, so Chelsea M just commented, hello, Chelsea. So, all right. 2020, eh? We've been waiting for this for a minute. Oh my goodness. I feel like the energy, the lead up energy every year to the new year is just so huge, right? Like people are like, I can't wait for the new year. I can't wait for this year to be over. And it felt like 2019 was a really mixed bag for a lot of people. So, you know, I heard 2019 was my best year ever. I'm sad that it's ending. And then 2019 was horrible and it can get fucked. And like, I never want to see 2019 is dead to me, right? So there was very much mixed response about 2019. 2019 for me was an absolutely amazing year. I am so grateful for everything that happened for me in 2019. And there were a lot of challenges. I think for me, I've moved from a place of expecting that, you know, the new year, new me type of mentality, or that, you know, all of a sudden on January 1st, this giant reset button gets hit and we're, you know, everyone is all of a sudden happy and wealthy and, you know, it's a brand new life. So I've moved out of that. I actually stopped doing resolutions because I would never follow through with them. Then I would just beat myself up about it and I would feel shit about myself. So I stopped doing resolutions. And what I started doing was just making a commitment to show up fully for myself all year, not just at the beginning of the year. And that has really shifted things for me. And it doesn't mean that things always run smoothly. I mean, I definitely had some huge challenges in 2019. And, you know, I think one of the big things for me is that I live in a state of trust. And that's actually my abundance emotion for 2020 as well, is trust. But I live in a state of trust. And what that means for me is that I know no matter how difficult a situation is, no matter how difficult anything is that happens to me during the year, I know that I'm divinely guided. I know that the divine has my back. And so ultimately, anything that's happening to me, or like any challenge, anything that's showing up in my life, any difficulty that I'm having, ultimately is there to serve my highest and best good. And you know, I think I'm able to be in that place, and I'm able to, you know, hold that belief, because so many horrible things have happened to me where in the moment I thought, this is the worst thing ever. This is the most, I can't imagine anything worse happening to me. And the other side of it, it has always ended up being the biggest blessing. And it's always ended up being the best thing that has ever happened to me, because I am the type of person that takes every single challenge and overcomes, but also I'm going to take a lesson out of it. I'm going to take whatever happened and alchemize it in my life. And so for me, 2020 is the year of wealth alchemy. Like, what has been downloaded to me so clearly is that everyone has an ability to create wealth alchemy in 2020. So 2020, you heard it here first, the year of wealth alchemy. It's really interesting because I've been going back and forth. I am writing my first book next week. I'm doing a week-long book writers intensive, and I'm writing my first book next week. And I have been going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth on the title of the book. And it was so interesting as I was receiving the downloads this morning for this live stream that 2020 is the year of wealth alchemy. And that has been one of the proposed titles of my book. So I don't know that it will end up being that. You'll have to wait and see. But the book is all about wealth alchemy. Like, that's what it's about. So very fitting that it will be coming out the first quarter of this year. I'm really excited about it. I'm excited to kind of have all the wisdom and amazing knowledge that I've been gifted and given all in one place to give to you guys. So I'm super excited about that. Let's see. So we've got 5 people watching on YouTube, and we've got 8 people here. Oh, I need to make sure that I write down. I'm writing down the first 20 because I'm going to give the first 20 on the Zoom call the opportunity to ask questions. Do I have everyone written down that's here? Yep. Okay. Cool. So I do want to, I'm going to share the Zoom link in with those of you that are watching on YouTube, in case you want to hop on to the actual Zoom call. There is the link for those of you that are watching at home. And let's just pop over to Instagram really quick. Hey, Instagram, we are live on YouTube right now with the 2020 Wealth Forecast. And I just announced that the theme of 2020 is wealth alchemy. So definitely hop over, join me on the Zoom call right now if you can. We still have a few spots. The first 20 people are going to be able to ask me personalized questions at the end of the forecast. So if you swipe up, you can still join us on the Zoom call. Otherwise, you can join us over on YouTube. On my YouTube channel, we are live over there, and you can swipe up here to watch live on YouTube. Okay. Gotta let all the people know, right? Okay. Hop into it in 1 minute. Let's give everybody an opportunity to get here. Okay. So, Wealth Alchemy is the name of the game this year. Awesome. Yeah, it's great. Anyone can share. More people, the better, right? Amy's here. Hey, Amy. Nope, we're not going to do the internet unstable thing. We're not doing that today. So, okay, so let's jump in and let's talk about 2020, the year of wealth alchemy. So the first order or first item on the agenda is getting your financial house in order. This has been coming through really, really clearly to me actually for about the last 4 months. I've been feeling a huge sense of urgency around getting your financial house in order. And I've been doing a lot of planning and reflection and deep diving into what I want, how I want to end 2020. So here's the thing, alchemy doesn't happen in this sense, alchemy doesn't happen overnight, right? We have to know what we're doing. We have to have the appropriate components. We have to know how to alchemize the things. We have to know how we want the transmutation to go. We've got to have a plan, right? So I felt this real sense of urgency over the last few months of just getting my financial house in order. And what that has looked like is creating plans for paying off outstanding debts, getting really, really clear on where my money is going. And this is a place where like every 90 days or so, I'll go through my bank statements and make sure that there's no money leaks anywhere. But this for me has been much more specific. The first quarter of this year, we've already begun to implement this, but now it's just, we're going to make it so much tighter. It's like, I want to know where every penny of my money is going. We are being called upon to step into a whole new level of custodianship when it comes to wealth in our lives. So being that amazing custodian of wealth and, you know, what that looks like. And part of that is knowing what's going on. So those of you that are out there ignoring and not looking out of fear, are not opening the bills, are not, you know, checking the bank account regularly, have no idea like where the money leaks are. Like now is like, you are being called upon right now to really get that part of your financial house in order. The first thing I recommend you do is that you print out 90 days of bank statements. So you print out 90 days of bank statements, get a ruler and literally go through line by line and make sure that you know what every single transaction is in your bank account. You are going to be blown away if you've never done this exercise with me before at the money leaks that are happening. Stuff that you have auto pays for that you don't even realize that you have, stuff that you didn't even realize that you'd signed up for. and really take a look as you're going through this process, really take a look and ask yourself, are all these things necessary? Are all of these things that you are paying for and that are coming out of your account necessary? And then look at where you might be saving money. So the key here is to not be doing this out of a place of scarcity or lack. It's not, I'm trying to figure out where I'm leaking money because money's tight and, you know, I need to go into savings mode. That's not what this is about. It's about being a good custodian of your money and not wasting money, right? Having a mutual respect for this amazing, amazing resource that money can be for you. So having reverence, having respect, having, knowing that it is an energy. And when you respect that energy will respect you. This is like one of my surefire ways when people are kind of stuck or stagnant in their lives, especially my high-end clients. I'll give them this assignment to do this because it's one of the really quick ways that you can actually begin to infuse money into your life. It's like the other old wives' tale that I swear works so well is money, like money problems, money things stuck. Go completely clean out your refrigerator. Take everything out of your refrigerator, clean it from top to bottom on the inside, throw out everything that's expired, put everything back in, rearrange it, make it look nice, guarantee money starts flowing. Old wives' tale works. For whatever reason, it works. This bank account exercise does the same thing. And so then you go in and you unsubscribe to the things that aren't working for you or that you didn't know that you even had or that aren't necessary and pertinent in your life, and start with a fresh slate. And then the next step to that is, getting some kind of online software where you can really begin to categorize your spending so that you know where all your money is going. We're really being called to do this in the first part of the year. The reason is that, and it almost seems counterintuitive, but we're going I got kicked off for a minute. I'm back. Can you guys see me? So annoying. Bali internet, right when it's getting good, right when the custodianship of money is getting good. Can you guys see me? Okay, good. Oh my goodness, so annoying. We're back. Can everyone on YouTube see me? Drop me a comment, Allison, if you can see me over on YouTube. Oh my goodness. Let's not do that anymore. All right, we've got more parts. Everybody will jump back in. I love how you look naked talking about money. Well, I'm not naked, just have on a little jumper. Okay, so now that my thought was interrupted, where was I? Why wouldn't we just say fuck it, right? And okay, good. I'm back on YouTube also. Why wouldn't we just say fuck it and move on? Why wouldn't we just be like, let's just wait for the financial structures to, and wipe out all of our debt and eliminate our debt, right? Well, it's because we're being called upon to get into absolute integrity with ourselves, right? It's not about does this person believe that you owe them money, or does that person believe that you owe them money? Or is it right that the credit card companies are charging you the amount of financial charges, finance charges that they're charging you? It's not about that, right? And you actually get to decide what you're going to pay and what you're not. But it is about you getting to a place of you fully being in integrity with yourself around your custodianship of money. Some people this year may choose to file bankruptcy. That may be the thing that feels right to them. Some people may choose to negotiate with their debtors and their creditors to pay a lower amount. Some people may choose to do credit counseling. Some people, just like there's so many different options out there for you. And even if things are going really, really well for you financially, and you're making a lot of money, and you have a fairly good idea of where your money's going, and you've got minimal debt, I really call upon all of you as well to get even tighter. So that's the thing that's happening with us this year, is like, how can we get even tighter with our custodianship of money? This has been a really difficult thing for me, because many of you know that I lost a business. We lost a business. We lost $3 million. We ended up $1 million, and we lost our house, lost a car. It was a really, really traumatic thing when this business went under. And, I had to make a decision about, and it was not just an overnight decision. Like, I had a lot of really amazing mentors and people that I worked with through this process. One of Jason Cisneros, that you guys hear me talk about a lot, who had similar situations happen and had lost businesses and had filed bankruptcy and so on and so forth. But, one of the things that I had to decide was, am I going to tackle this business collapse and this debt when I didn't have any income to even put towards cleaning up the mess, let alone paying any of the debt? And so we had to make a real decision about what was going to be integrity with us. One of the things that happened through the collapse of that business is that I put that business and my clients in that business before my family almost ended up homeless. And I was completely out of integrity personally when it came to how I was dealing with money. And I made a commitment to myself after that happened that would never happen again, that my family would be put first. My immediate family, me, Sean, and my children would be first. And that no matter what, we would be safe, stable, and secure. And so then I began building this business, and the cleanup of that business and the paying off, the figuring out even what we owed and the paying off of that debt got put on hold while I built this business. And because for me, what was in integrity with me, and it's really if anyone else agrees with this outside of Sean and I, right? Because it's our business and it's our debt and it's our life. But what was really in integrity for me was that I get my family to a place where we are safe, stable, secure, and that I get my business to a place where it is safe, stable, and secure. And then I get to a point where I'm like, okay, and now I can begin to invest the amount of money I need to invest to clean this up without sacrificing my family. So that's what getting into integrity looked like for me. So now 2020 is the year for me that we're going to begin to tackle this business and get this debt paid off. My goal is to have all paid off by the end of 2020. It's going to take time. I can't just wake up today and be like, oh, okay, I'm going to pay off that debt. Now let's pay it off and be done with it. It's a process. Get integrity with myself. And so as a result of that, I need to know where every single dime is going. This is the kind of stuff that I used to poo-poo, because I used to hate budgets, and I used to hate, feeling constricted. I'm a person that hates constriction. Well, let me just tell you, if you're a person that hates constriction like me, the first quarter of this year is going to be a son of a bitch, because it's all about constriction. It's why now, first quarter of the year is an amazing time to, Zoom wants a meeting password. Did anybody else have to put in a password? I don't think anyone else had to put in a password. Carrie said she did. Erin said she didn't. For those of you that put the password in, what was the password? Didn't tell you what the password was. So people are just saying they just used the link. I don't know. So weird. Anywho, it's going to be a process. And during this constrictive period, the password, okay, 121498. The password is, I will put it here for you guys, 121498. Okay, so this constricted phase that we're about to go in, Pluto there's a convergence of planets that are coming to meet up with Pluto in Capricorn during the first quarter of the year. And it's going to be extremely rough for people that have a difficult time with constriction. But it is absolutely the perfect time to unearth all the stuff that you've been avoiding and to dig up all the stuff that's been in the shadow and to lay it out on the table and be transparent about it. You know, for me, I have always just been really fucking straight up about the fact that this business collapsed and I lost all this money and I, you know, had all this debt. And the reason for that is because I teach about wealth consciousness principles and I teach about wealth and I teach about, you know, I have be able to take this business from zero to where it is right now. And to be able to literally sit here and very confidently say, by the end of 2020, all of this debt is going to be handled. Because I know I have the ability to do that in my business. But the most important thing is that I can do it from a place of not having to worry about my family, not having to worry about like, are we going to have a roof over our heads? So you hear me talk a lot about a safety, stability, and security number. This is something that is vital for wealth alchemy. And if you take nothing else away from this live stream, it would be this concept that identifying your safety, stability, and security number, and then doing whatever it takes to get to that number is the magic pill. Like it's the magic, right? Really, truly, because when your parasympathetic nervous system is able to be calm and you stop being traumatized around money, the universe can literally begin to show up and deliver you miracles because you don't have to be in a place of just for Mallory. Am I okay? Or what's going on, you guys? Am I skipping or am I good? Beth and Mallory, you're in the same place. Am I skipping for anyone else or good? I'm skipping or I'm good. Some of you are saying skipping, some of you are not. Am I skipping right now or am I good? Okay, look, it's Bali internet, so it is what it is. You're gonna have to deal with it. So this is such a simple exercise. I'm on my computer, so there's nothing I can do about it. There's not a Wi-Fi data situation that can happen right now because I'm on my computer. I have to be on my computer to go live on YouTube to use streaming. So, and if it gets too bad, then you guys will just have to watch the replay because it will come through on the replay. Anyhow, thanks, Alexis. It's a really simple exercise, actually. And, you know, it's an amazing, like, it's amazing to just, for you to be able to check in with yourself from time to time and see where you're at with this. But all it requires is that you get yourself into a semi-meditative state, and we can actually do it right now. You may want to check in and do it later, because we're in the middle of a live stream, energy's flowing. You may not be able to get yourself fully into a meditative state, but for me, it's a relatively easy thing to figure out what this number is. So I close my eyes and I take a few deep breaths. Let's just close our eyes and take 3 deep breaths together. And you just ask yourself, what is the number that I need to be making? This is after tax. This is like what you're bringing home, what you actually have, resources that you actually have at your disposal to feel safe, stable, and secure. What's the monthly number that you need to feel safe, stable, and secure? And it'll come right away. Like mine literally comes right away. And the number may surprise you. It may be lower than you thought, or it may be significantly higher than you thought. But then your job is to do whatever it takes to get to that safety, stability, and security number. That's your number one goal. Because when you get to that safety, stability, and security number, it's so much easier. The ability to create is so much easier, because you're creating from a place of calmness. You're creating from a not being under stress and duress. And that's when they can truly begin to be performed, achieved. And so this is it, right? Like this is your number one goal. From this moment forward, which is January 1st, 2020 in Bali, from this moment forward, your first job is to get to that safety, stability, and security number by any means necessary. And, you know, so for my clients that are like, you know, have left their 9-to-5s and they've gone into, you know, their spiritual business full time, and they've been struggling for a year and they just can't seem to like make ends meet, and they're getting frustrated. Sometimes getting a part-time job. Like sometimes it means it's doing whatever it takes, doing whatever is necessary to get to that safety, stability, and security number. Because once you're there, everything else has an ability of being able to fall into place. Yeah, so this is the other piece of this, right? Once we know what our safety, stability, and security number is, we have a real ability to look at where we are undervaluing ourselves. So if your safety and stability and security number is significantly more than what you're charging people, you've got to look at that and ask yourself, am I truly valuing myself? If I know that this is what I need to be successful in creation of this life that I deeply desire, that this is the number I need to be safe, stable, and secure, am I charging enough? Am I valuing myself? Am I valuing my services? There's a whole bunch of downloads and information that you'll personally get once you come to the conclusion of what your number is. And then once you begin to actually execute to get there. So for me, I have a safety, stability, and security number, but it also equates to what I desire my monthly recurring revenue to be. So, and this is a little business stuff, which isn't necessarily what we were going to talk about on this live stream, but somebody out there needs to hear this. So I'll talk about it. You know, what my monthly recurring revenue number is my safety, stability, and security number. So for me, my number one priority is making sure that because I'll tell you right now, my monthly recurring revenue number is not my safety, stability, and security number. I am consistently meeting my safety, stability, and security number, but my monthly recurring revenue is not at that place yet. So for me, my number one job in 2020 is to get revenue to my safety, stability, and security number, because then anything else above and beyond is easy, right? It's completely easy. And ability and security. Now, how amazing is it going to feel to me to take anything above and beyond that and handle this debt that I want to pay off this year, right? So it's, again, if you take nothing else from this live stream today and from this wealth forecast, then figuring out what your safety, stability, and security number is and doing whatever it takes to get there. You're amazing. If you only have this live stream, your year will be amazing. You will create alchemy in your life in regards to wealth, especially in regards to stability. Year of it's the year of responsibility. It's the year of integrity in all things financial. And remember, people don't get to tell you integrity for you. You are the only person that can do it. So everybody's, you should be doing this. This is what you should be doing, including financial systems and structures. That shit doesn't matter. You have to get clear on what is in integrity with you. What feels good for you? What when you lay out your plan and you decide you're going to tackle it, what feels in integrity for you? And do not let people budge you from that place. So those are the first parts. And, while we're in this place of constriction in the year, do this. Get your house in order. Do the exercise where you're going through your bank account and cleaning up the money leaks. Find out where you're spending your money. Figure out where you can be saving. And again, it's very important when you sit down to do these exercises, don't do them from a place of scarcity or lack. You do them from a place of responsibility and custodianship. And that feels so different. Like, be proud of yourself that you're sitting down and getting a handle on what's happening. Those keepers that are handling your stuff. And this is so now I'm going to speak a little bit more to the people that are successful, that are being successful right now, because you're also being called upon at this time to get further into integrity, to be a better custodian. So if you've got a bookkeeper handling all your stuff, no matter how competent they are, take some time at the beginning of the year to go to review your book detail, just so that you know what's happening. You're going to find something, I guarantee you. Show up even more as the leader there to be, even more CEO that you're calling yourself, even more as the director of this, for some of you, million or multi-million dollar businesses, right? For me, one of the main things business collapsed is I did not have a handle on what was happening day to day in my business. And that was my fault. And that was as far as the little nitty gritty details of the finances of my business. And I will never be in that place again. That was a lesson, right? And absolutely, I would say that situation was at that time the worst time of my life, the worst possible thing I could imagine happening. And it was the biggest blessing, because I have this business now and I'm sitting here talking to all of you on YouTube about wealth consciousness work. Okay, so those are sort of the downloads from the divine about what's coming this year. The good news is that it's going to get lighter in the second quarter of the year. There is a tremendous opportunity for wealth creation in 2020. The year is prime for making money. It's just the energy of the year is supporting you being an independent, being financially independent. And so you're going to see many people leaving 9-to-5 jobs this year, because everyone's going to feel a call to be free. To be financially free. And people are going to begin waking up en masse to how the corporate structure and the societal expectations of working a 9-to-5 aren't serving. And so you're going to see people leaving those types of jobs en masse. entrepreneurship is going to be like at an all-time high in 2020. So I want to talk a little bit about the energy of the year though, because it's important that you understand that it's not going to be a walk in the park this year. Like things are not going to just manifest as if by magic. This is a 4-year, a 4 universal energy year that I'm in as of today. And it's about hard work. It's about showing up. It's about laying solid foundations for growth. I posted a post about the energy of the year a few days ago on Facebook, and I want to review that because I think it's really, really powerful to know and understand the energy that we're dealing with this year. So let me just find it, and then I will read you the post, and we can chat about it a little bit. So the universal energy is a 4, because we have a 2, a 0, a 2, and a 0. So those numbers all added together come to a 4. So that is the universal energy of the year. But we've got some other numerical things to consider when we're thinking about the actual energy of the year. So the number 2 in numerology is all about balance and harmony in our relationships. So this is going to be a big theme for this year because you have a double 2 energy. And balance and peace and harmony in our relationships, not just with people, in our relationships. So we have a relationship with money. We have a relationship to wealth. So this is a year for creating balance and harmony in that relationship that we have with that energy that is so prominent and so important in our life. So then we have the 0 that's in the 2020, the 2 zeros. So we've got a double 0 energy. This is the God force energy. Like this is the energy of the of infinity, of eternity. Like it is the energy of God, and it's such powerful manifestation and creation energy. It calls to you to remember that you are God force energy. You are that. And you absolutely have the ability to harness that energy and the power of God, of the God point energy this year. So then we have the 22, and 22 is the number of the master builder. It's one of my favorite numbers. There's a lot, the 22 energy gets a hard rap because it is a number of lessons. It's a number of lessons. It's a number of growth through challenge. So it's the number of the master builder, and the energy of that number really is that, like, literally even your biggest, wildest dreams, even those dreams that right now when you dream them, it feels inconceivable that you could actually manifest them. Those dreams, that's the number, that's the master builder. That's the master builder energy. That literally those dreams, those ones that are so big that you can't even imagine how you could make them happen, the master builder number will bring those dreams into reality. That energy literally can create. So all of the things that are so big that you want to reach for, the ones that you've been putting off, the ones that you're like, oh, I need to be, further in my business to do this, or, oh, that financial goal is too lofty. Those are the dreams you need to go after this year because you have that 22 master builder energy behind you. So huge financial goals, huge leaps in business. I really wanted to have like 4 books out by December of this year. And the energy of the year just didn't support it. Like the energy of the year wasn't here for it. The energy of 2020 is definitely here for it. Like I am getting ready to launch books and be, I'm going to be a best-selling author this year. That's it. Like I'm doing it. It's going to require hard work. It's going to require building really solid, firm foundations. It's going to require showing up every day. And that's the 4 energy of the year, right? But the master builder energy is here to create that 22 energy. The loftiest dreams and goals that you have can become a reality this year. And then the 4, the number of hard work and laying firm foundations, which we already talked about. So for me, when I took all of that energy and combined it, and and then you also have to look at what your personal energy is during the year and then combine the two together. I'm going into an 8-year, which is my abundance year. So I'm really excited to be in this 8-year, because 8-year for me is all about money, is all about wealth, is all about abundance, but I'm going to have to work hard to do it, right? To create it. And I'm here for it. Like, now that it's great to know, right? It's not going to be a walk in the park this year. So for me, this year is all about investing my most precious resources. So my most precious resources are my time, my energy, and my financial currency, my money, right? Into strengthening my relationship with the divine, that God energy, the zero, right? And just knowing that through that foundation and hard work, that 4 energy, that all things are possible, the master builder, right? So through my connection to God, through my connection to the God force energy, through my connection to the divine in that way, strengthening that relationship is what is going to, strengthening that relationship and working hard is what's going to lead to my 8 energy. And that 8 energy is going to be possible through that 22 energy of the master builder. So that's what the energy of the year means for me. So if you want to figure out what your personal year energy is, you're going to take the month and the day, the numerological values of the month and the day you were born, and add them to a 4, because this year is a 4. So I'm born December 1st. So 1 + 2 + 1 + 4 is 8, right? So that's how I come to that. Just take a little break and check the comments on YouTube, have a drink. Okay. Double 4. Okay. So hard work, building firm foundations, doing the damn thing, right? Expect to be required to show up this year. Expect that it is going to require effort on your part to be financially abundant in this year. It's the year of wealth alchemy, but the alchemist has to actually do something. The alchemist doesn't just sit there and then see things materialize in front of him, right? And also is not a magician, right? So it requires dedication and hard work on our part. Let's see who else is here. I want to make sure I didn't miss anyone. Mackenzie. Did I get Natasha? Yes. Rona. Did I get Terry? Yes. Both my cousins are on here today. Terry and Alicia. Okay. Oh, what do we want to do next? Do we want to start looking at the tarot forecast for the year? Let's do that. It's one of my favorite things to do, honestly. Yes, Amy, you do need to get your ass moving and start your healing business. All right, so I'm using Robinwood Tarot deck. It's my favorite. It is my absolute favorite deck, especially for learning. If you're just learning, this deck is my favorite for learning. I'm gonna need to shuffle it a bunch of times because the last time I used this deck was all of the recording for my tarot course, and so they're all in order. The cards are all in order in the deck, so we're gonna have to so one of the things, for those of you that are going to be able to ask me questions, I can help you with that if I want that to be. Otherwise, just Google personal numerology, blah, blah, blah. There's so much information on the internet about it. The other thing is that I will tell you right off the bat is that there is an amazing book on numerology that can help you with like all of this stuff, plus your full numerological profile in my Amazon store. In addition all my favorite shit, all my favorite books and resources, especially to like learn to read tarot and all of that, in my Amazon shop. And I'll put the link in the YouTube video description of this. But my Amazon shop is www.amazon.com/shop/Leah Steele Life. I think, is that it, Mallory? Leah Steele Life? The purple numerology book that is there in my Amazon shop has amazing information for you to figure out all of your numerological stuff. It's not going to give you the universal year information. You have to Google that. But as far as everything else numerological related, I really recommend getting that book. Okay, so it's amazon.com/shop/Leah Steele Life. So go check out that shop. And this deck is in there, all my favorite tarot decks. So I have an amazing tarot course that we just filmed like 6 days. We've got 2 more days of filming coming up in February, and then it will be complete, and we'll be launching it in March. And I'm really, really excited. Some of you have already gotten in on the pre-offer for that course. If you want, that pre-sale is still available. If you go to my Instagram, you can go to the link in my bio and you can still get the tarot course for $111. The link is still up there and active. So the course is eventually going to be selling for $333. We have hours and hours and hours of content where I teach each and every individual card. It's next level and amazing. Super passionate about helping people learn to read the tarot for themselves, because you can do stuff like what I'm about to do, which is this yearly energy forecast. This forecast is going to be in relation to wealth, wealthy, and how wealth is going to be showing up in the different months of the year. So, oh, I'm shuffling though. I could also be talking to you about another book that's amazing that's in my Amazon shop, the Tarot Handbook. I love this book so much. So the tarot card of the year, because this year has 4 energy, is, this is really relevant. So we're going to pop that bad boy out because it just flew out of the deck. The energy of the year is the Emperor. And the Emperor card is, you know, he's the Emperor. He's the ruler. He is the King of Kings. And he is the ruler that always leads with love. So it's a reminder this year that your work, the hard work that you're doing, the foundations that you're laying, that they should be done from a heart-led space. And so anything that you're doing should be a passion project, right? You should be showing up for yourself in ways that are conducive to, yeah, just doing everything with love. Like, if you don't love what you're doing, it's really, you've got to reevaluate that, because the foundations that need to be built this year for you to be wealthy in all areas of your life, they aren't going to be able to be built upon rotting foundations, and they need to be, or upon scarcity, or upon lack. They're not going to be able to be built from scarcity or built from lack. They're not going to be able to be built from fear or doubt or paralyzed will. They need to be built from a place of love. So show up in the thing that is your passion and lead with love in everything that you do. I mean, I think that's the biggest message that the Emperor can give us. Let's see what else. I love this book. I love the description. It's so different. So some affirmations for this year with the Emperor card are, I enjoy starting and initiating projects. I honor my leadership ability. I am a good facilitator. I am a responsible and creative human being. So this is interesting. So during Emperor years, And so those of you that are fours, this is universal energy, but also in particular, those of you that have 4 personal years. During Emperor years, you may experience the need to relocate or remodel, to travel, to start new ventures and interests, to resolve issues with paternal people in your life, and to experience leadership positions. The Emperor year is the best year for important negotiations and truce making. It's also an ideal year to resolve Aries in your life, or it's a year to be open to significant opportunities coming from important older men or Aries people in life. It may be a good time to start new projects or be open to new opportunities that might arise. Ultimately, the Emperor year requires that you move in new directions where you can own your power and leadership. Leadership. The symbol is the pioneer, the leader, the builder, the doer, and the visionary. And I think this is really important because you guys have been hearing me for months talk about those that are meant to lead. It's time to fucking step up and lead. Like, the time is now. There is a sense of urgency. It is because in this 4-year, it is what you need to be doing. So those of you that know that you're meant to be leaders, like, this is the energy of the year. Like, it's the year of the pioneer, of the leader. And I've been harping on this and harping on this and harping on this for months. You guys are probably sick of hearing me talk about it, but it's time to begin to pioneer the things that you're here to hear. See if there's anything else here that pops out at me that I want. No. So personal power and leadership is what you're called to this year. Okay, so the card that popped out of the deck that I was like, wow, this is important, and it's the theme card for the year, is the Wheel of Fortune, and it's turned upright. So it's literally like, no matter how difficult things get this year, the Wheel of Fortune is turned in our favor. Like, this is a year where you can harness the Wheel of Fortune energy, like everything go right, everything going in your favor. So know that. And the year, Wheel of Fortune. I mean, it's like, do we even need to do the rest of the reading? Because I think that's pretty good shit. In relation to wealth, Wheel of Fortune turns in our favor. Okay, so I'm going to do a 12-month forecast. I'm going to do it a little bit differently than I usually do. I'm going to talk a little bit. Normally, I just lay out 12 cards for the month, and then that's the theme of the month. But I think I'm going to do a little bit more of a deep dive into what's going to be happening each month. And in fact, we'll do the first part of the month, the middle of the month, the end of the month, and then pull any clarification that we need. So let's do the damn thing. Okay. So January. What do we have going on here in the first part of the month? Second part of the month. Third part of the month. Do I need to? Yeah, hold on. Just realized I had all the cards facing the same way also. So I need to sort of, all the cards were coming up reversed because I had them all facing the same way. It's a little bit crazy. All right, let's give it. I'll give it 4 more shuffles. Okay, now let's see what we have happening in the beginning of the month. Ooh, the Devil card. Okay, so first part of January, and remember, these first 3 months are about constriction, so don't get alarmed by the cards. But the first card of the month is the Devil. So the first part of January, we've got the Devil. The Devil card gets a really bad rap in the tarot. For me, this card is all about feeling bound. What are we feeling bound to? And deciding if those ties and binds are serving us or they're not. And this is like Pluto energy, absolutely right. The Devil, like looking at where we're bound, looking at, the card's really interesting because you've got this couple and they've got chains with this treasure chest, and the treasure chest is open. So literally like they could reach in and take what they wanted, and then you can see they're like reaching for the exit to whatever this tunnel is or this dungeon that they're in where they've got the chains, where they've got the treasure. It's like they could reach in and take whatever they wanted of value, but instead they're trying to like get this whole chest out this tiny door. And it's like, what is serving you? Like, what are the things in your life that you're perceiving, right? So it's a call in the beginning of the month to shed the things serving us, only take what's truly valuable with us into this new year. Like, look at the things that you have a perception are valuable, and get really honest with yourself, unearth and get honest with yourself about, are those things truly valuable? What are the things of value that you want to take with you into this year? And drop the fucking chest, right? Drop the chest, drop the chains, and only take what's valuable with you into 2020. So that's the first part of the month. The middle part of the month, we have the Strength card reversed. This is, I think, going to be an overall theme months of the year that people are going to be feeling defeated. Like the collective energy, we move into a new year and the collective energy, it's shit at the end of the year because there's so much scarcity and lack and all the financial shit that happens towards the end of the year. And then we move into the beginning of the year and all of a sudden the collective consciousness raises and lifts and like everybody's feeling better. We're not going to feel that as much this year because of this situation that's happening with Pluto in Capricorn. And a lot of people are going to be feeling defeated. The collective is going to be feeling defeated. They're going to feel like they don't have the strength, like the Strength card reversed, the strength to move forward. So it's important that you recognize and realize that, especially if you're really, really sensitive to energies, that some of those feelings of defeat aren't yours, they're the collective. But really knowing and understanding what's happening astrologically this year is going to be huge. Like it will be huge for you in this first 3 months to know, like, you have the strength. You have the strength to make it through this. In fact, like you have the ability to thrive in these first 3 months if you decide. So that's the middle part of the month. The end part of the month, we've got the 7 of Pentacles reversed. This is the card of return on investment. And it's literally saying like this part of the month, this part of the year, there's not going to be a return on investment. You're going to be working for no return. And I won't say no return. Like I'm not saying like you're not going to make any money, but it's like, don't expect a year of hard work. And this isn't a year of like massive reward, massive instant reward. It's a year of staying the course. It's a laying the foundations, right? So this card can also be interpreted as do the work right now to receive investment later in the return on investment delay coming in January, right? But it's coming. It's coming. So do the work. Be willing to put in the work. So that's our January. I don't feel like I need any clarification on that. Now, so the beginning of the month, we have the Justice card straight up, the Fool reversed in the middle of the month, and the Knight of Wands reversed in the end of the month. So the Justice card straight up. So a couple of things that this card represents for me, it's usually about contracts. Anything really having to do with the legal system. It's like things turning out in your favor. So for those of you that are wanting to negotiate debts, for those of you who are dealing with legal things, for those of you that Part of your integrity cleanup has to do with negotiations or contracts or things like that. February, things are winding up in your favor, justice card straight up. So make sure that you handle all of that shit and get your plan in place in the first month of the year, because you've got beautiful energy to be supported in that in February. Negotiations, contract negotiations. This could have to do with your business. This could be new opportunities in business. And whenever the justice card shows up, it is always a call to make sure that you are paying attention to the contracts. So again, this comes back to custodianship, right? So if we have new business opportunities coming in the beginning of February that include looking at contracts or contract negotiations, don't just allow your attorney to look over those contracts. Be diligent. You make sure that all your I's are dotted and all your T's are crossed. Like, be diligent in looking at contracts. They're going to work out in your favor, but it is a call of custodianship again. Like, that's part of what this year is about, and being in integrity. So allow these new opportunities, allow these rulings in your favor to come through and be supportive of you, but you also have responsibility in that. So make sure that you're doing your part, right? So the middle of the month, we have the Fool card reverse. This is not the time to take a leap into a new endeavor, right? It just means, like, don't make rash decisions, don't take risks. It's not the time for risky investments, certainly. It's the Fool card reversed, meaning like the time will come to take the leap, but it's not right now. So it doesn't mean that you shouldn't. I mean, you've got a card really supportive of new contractual endeavors, but they shouldn't be risky, okay? So it's not the time to quit your job. It's not the time to, make a huge financial investment of any kind, right? The mid part of February. Knight of Wands reversed is an interesting card to have here. Let me do a little reflection. Hold on one sec. I like to refer to my own tarot hand when I want to know what's up. So I'm gonna open it up. Some of you are going to be so excited to be getting it soon. Just get it pulled up. I should have pulled it up prior to getting on here, but Knight of Wands in a 4-year month. Okay. End of the month, we have the Knight of Wands reverse. So Knights are about taking action. And they bring big opportunities with them. And Wands for me are always about passion projects. They also sexual in nature, but they tend to really be about passion projects. So, oh wait, no, that's the Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands. Okay, so Knight of Wands is about passion, inspiration, transformative of creativity. He's a champion of cause. So, okay, here's the pertinent point. He also enjoys championing seemingly lost causes. So make sure that you're not championing a lost cause, because he is reversed at the end of February. So also it could indicate that you've got some blocks in your creative process. So what are the things that like, where do you need to activate creativity? Like, are you blocked in your creative endeavors? Are you blocked in a creative project? Are you resisting change of some kind? Are you procrastinating somewhere? So that's really what you're going to want to look at the end of February. Like, procrastinate. It's not a time to not a time to procrastinate, not a time to, and again, this is this energy, right? This is this Pluto energy. Like, we're going to feel blocked. We're going to feel stagnant. And so it's a call for you to really dive deep and ask yourself, where am I procrastinating? What can I do to get unblocked so that I can move this horse forward, right? The knight on his horse. And so I would say that this in particular is going to refer to passion projects, purpose work, soul purpose work, divine mission work, things like that. Okay, so now let's go into March. Swords energy, so interesting. Keep showing up with this reversed wand energy. So the first part of March, we have the Ace of Swords. This card's all about truth. It's about speaking your truth, clearly communicating, making sure that you are being in integrity, right, with your communication. Also can indicate new speaking engagements. So there may be some of you that are speakers. It's like new opportunities to share your truth. But Ace of Swords, clear in your communication. Mid-February, Nine of Swords, more of this first quarter energy. We're in our head, right? This is mental energy. This is anguish, anxiety, but it's self-imposed. So remember again that this is the time that we're in right now. Like, it's a time of constriction. It's a time of feeling like we are feeling that we're restricted. And it's a time of deep introspection, but don't let yourself get caught up in the desperation of it. Go into a state of introspection, but not to the point that you're allowing yourself to be stuck in anxiety and insecurities, because that's not going to serve you. So then we've got the Page of Wands reversed at the end of March, which is super interesting. I just think it's fascinating that we're getting these we're getting all this reversed wands energy. Let's get down to the pages. Okay, so Page of Wands. Announcements, news. So the pages are messengers, like they're total messengers. They're also about planting seeds, the pages. So announcement, news, and messages likely regarding a passion project. So what I would say is that they're about having ideas and coming up with ideas for passion projects. But they also can be about not paying attention to details. So make sure that you're paying attention to details for sure. But what I really feel the energy of this card means in the end of March is that there are going to be seeds being sown. They're not going to be, there'll be seeds, right? So you'll be planting seeds about passion projects that are going to come to fruition, most likely in third quarter. So whatever's happening for you in March, the end of March, whatever you're working on, whatever little seeds you're planting, expect those to come to fruition in third quarter of the year. So we're starting to see opportunity. Now opportunity is starting to come in. We're starting to move out of the constriction. Like from mid-March, the constriction is easing, right? So then we're like, okay, now it's time to plant seeds. Now that we've moved out of the constriction, it's time to plant the seeds in the end of March. Okay. Back. In my back, in my back. Awesome. So April comes and we've got the Five of Cups reversed, which is a great way to have that card. When this card's straight up, it's like the pity party card crying over spilt milk. But this card shows up the beginning of April, and we know that now more is going right than wrong. So we're moving into the place of optimism. We're moving out of more is going wrong than right and into more is going right than wrong. So we're definitely coming out of that heavy energy of the first part of the year. Can you guys hear me? Someone give me a comment. Can you hear me? Ooh, my computer needs to be plugged in. Yes. Okay, good. Let me. %, battery. How long have we been talking? Woo, 11:30. Hour and a half? We've been on this thing an hour and a half? Must be good. I didn't even realize it had been going on that long. Okay. So mid-April, new Ace of Wands. Amazing, right? New opportunities, new passion project, purpose work opportunities coming mid-April. End of April, this is a little bit of a warning. It's a 4 card though. It's a 4 card in a 4 month, in a 4 year. And this is a little bit of the energy that we're going to be holding this year as well, like gripping onto our investments, right? So just make sure that you're not holding on too tightly. Make sure that you're allowing currency and money and wealth to flow in and out of your life and that you're not being the miser. So this is just a little bit of a warning, but it's also a little bit of the energy of the year. Like we are in a place where we're going to be more aware and wanting to be more, we're going to want to be a little more miserly. We want to know where our money is, and it's okay. It's not a bad thing, but just make sure you're not gripping too tightly and that you are circulating money. So that's the end of April. Oh, Bali. May. Okay, so May, we've got the Empress card reversed. So this is, it's being pregnant with an idea, but it not being ready to be birthed. So it's like April may have found us coming up with new ideas. And so we may be pregnant with an idea that's not ready to be birthed. So we may just be like working on getting something ready to take to market. Mid-month, we've got the 6 of Wands reversed. This card is the card of feeling victorious. So a little bit of I'm not sure what's happening energetically in May, but a little bit of a slump mid-month where we're not feeling super victorious. Like things are probably not going as we would like them to go. But the good news about these cards and the good news about what happens here is, like, again, we have free will. We have the ability to control this. So if things aren't going your way mid-May, look at what your part is in that and how can you turn this card to feeling victorious. But we may just have something energetically happening in May that causes us to be feeling like this, right? Like not feeling victorious. The end of May, again, this is interesting, right? 5 card in a 5 month. Missing opportunities. So I often in these forecasts, these cards are warnings And by warning, I mean, it's like, this doesn't have to be the reality. This is the thing that you need to be careful of. This is the thing that you need to be aware of. So the end of May, you need to be aware that there's going to be lots and lots of opportunities around you. You may be missing them. You may not be seeing them. So this couple is standing outside this church and they're broken down and battered and they're freezing and it's snowing and they're looking off in the distance and they're literally not seeing the beautiful lights in this church and the warmth that is right there. If they just simply turned around, they could go into the church. So this card is about missed opportunities, about opportunities being all around us and us being too focused on the wrong thing so that we're not seeing opportunities. So make sure at the end of May, this is the warning, there's going to be opportunities everywhere. Make sure you're not missing them. Okay. June. Oh yeah. Okay. So June, we start June off with a little low-level anxiety and depression. So there's probably some angst, some stuff coming up in May where it's like we're trying to make decisions about finances, about where we're going, about where we're going to spend our time, energy, money, like where our resources are going to go. Make sure you're not missing the opportunities at the end of May. But there's potential for feeling a little low-level anxiety and depression at the beginning of June. But mid-June, 10 of Cups, the best cards in the deck, right? This is all is right in the world. The low-level anxiety and depression is the 4 of Cups. 10 of Cups, mid-month. This is like one of the best cards in the deck, right? This is like literally everything is going right. Everything in the family is right. And it's not just right emotionally, it's right financially, like body, mind, and spirit, soul, every bit of life is going amazing at the middle of June. At the end of June, you make a decision to walk away from something without regret. So everything is going so well that, again, most likely we're getting clear on what's serving and what's not. And by the end of the month, we're choosing to walk away from something without regret. 8 of Cups. Love this card when it shows up in the upright position because it means shedding. It means literally I have been given the divine guidance on something that's no longer serving me, and I've decided to follow that divine guidance and step away from whatever the thing is. And there's always expansion on the other side of this card. Now we move into July. Ooh, and things begin to move quickly. Things begin to move quickly. 8 of Wands. Things start speeding up. But it's not necessarily going to be fun. Okay. So 3 of Cups reversed. This is where sort of the hard work of the year comes in, right? It's like, this year isn't going to be a party. This year isn't going to be all about partying and celebrating. And you may be feeling a little bit cheated because at the end of the month, you've got this card, the 7 of Wands, the card of being cheated. And I don't think this is about anything bad that's happening. I don't think anything negative is going to happen because I'm not getting that energy from these cards. But what I am getting is like, you're not having as much fun as you'd like to be having, and you're feeling a little bit sorry for yourself, feeling like you're being cheated. This is the fucking energy of this year, though, you guys. It isn't a party year. We just came out of the party year. The 3 year was this, it was 2019. That's not the year. That's not what we're here for this year. We're here to work. And it doesn't mean that you can't have fun. But if you're feeling sorry for yourself because you're not having as much fun as you would like, my recommendation is to figure out how you can put yourself in an environment that is really conducive to you enjoying yourself and having fun and still being able to work and still being able to lay those firm foundations. So for me, it's going to be a lot of traveling this year to destinations that I want to go to that are conducive to me working. So it's like I can be having fun and also working. This year is a hard work year for me. I'm here for it, and I know that it is. But if in July you're finding yourself getting a little bit down about how hard you're having to work, remember that that's what this year is about, first of all, and stop having a fucking pity party. But things are moving quickly. Things are moving fast. So now we've moved out of the stagnation of the beginning part of the year, and things are moving quickly. So now August. Woo, woo. Amazing. Okay, so August comes along. We've got the 6 of Pentacles. This is a charity. This is the card of charity. So if there are charitable organizations that you want to invest in at this time, it's a it's a really good opportunity to do so. But this is also the card of resources. This is our resources. This is our time, energy, and money. And it's us trying to figure out where to spend those resources. The good news about this card is that there are resources to spend. So you may be making some alterations in your business. You may be changing some directions in your business. But this is like you making decisions about where to spend time, energy, money. Are we in August? Yeah, we're in August. Look at the mid-month, the highest money card in the deck, the King of Pentacles. Money, money, money in August. So be ready and prepared for that, okay? Money, here comes the money. Here come the fruits of all the labor, of all the hard work that you've been doing all year, right? Here, so make it through that little pity party that you're having at the end of July, because in August, the money's coming, and it's coming through traditional sources. The Hierophant card. Right? So spiritual, this is a card to like check in with yourself spiritually. It can be the card of traditional spirituality. It can be the card of finding a new teacher. But we're really talking about and focusing on wealth in this reading. So for me, when this card shows up, it's like, get traditional in how you're spending your resources, how you're dealing with money, how you're dealing with wealth. It's a call to be traditional in your relationship with wealth. So it might mean that you begin making some kind of investment. You know, for me, when this card shows up, that I immediately go to invest in actual metals. Traditional, go back to tradition, go back to the gold standard, right? If you're going to be making investments, you just are coming into a windfall, be traditional. And also, because I'm not trusting what's happening with the financial systems and structures, invest in gold and silver, right? Be traditional in your investments. That's what I think that is a call for. September, Moon. Star reversed and the King of Cups. Okay, so September. This is the card of the feminine, but it's also the card of secrets. So this is interesting. Secrets most likely coming to light. The Moon card at the beginning of September. Mid-month, we're feeling like the heavens aren't working for us. The Star card reversed. This card is always an indicator that you need to get a lot more connected to the divine, because the heavens are always working for you. So if you're having a pity party and you're feeling like the heavens aren't working for you, it's on you. Like, you need to connect to the divine. So a call mid-September to strengthen your connection to the divine, because the heavens are working for you. If you feel like they're not, that's ridiculous. King of Cups upside down at the end of the month. So it could indicate men in your life emotionally being upside down. It could indicate, I mean, this is an interesting dynamic here, right? Because we've got the Moon card, like secrets being revealed, and then the men being upside down emotionally. What we may be seeing is this may start to be the collapse of the financial structures, the patriarchy, the very masculine nature of the financial systems and structures. We may see some of that in September. And we may begin to also see secrets coming to light about our leaders. That's what this energy feels a lot like. There could be some people also where infidelity is coming to light in September. And it may just simply mean that you're learning some things about the masculine in your life, or about your own inner masculine. And that's making you, or that masculine figure in your life, upside down emotionally. So September is going to be a month to be definitely looking at the masculine. This also can be taken as, we've got the very, very feminine card right side up and the masculine card upside down, both very watery cards. So this could definitely be a month where the feminine needs to step up and support the masculine. It'll be really interesting to see what's happening in the world in September based upon readings. October. Amazing. Okay, so October, the Hermit card reversed. So now October is the time for you to start searching outside yourself, right? If the Hermit card's straight up, it's like, go inside, you have the answers inside of you, right? Like, you are your spiritual teacher. Reversed, it may be a time for you to go out and find a new mentor, find somebody that can guide you. It's the time to seek counsel. So October, seek counsel. The Tower card reversed. Thank God. The worst is over, right? Like, I love it when the Tower card shows up reversed. But this is like all the upheaval that you've been through the year, all the things that have been difficult. The worst is over. We may see something majorly happening now. With this card being reversed in October, we may see something really majorly having to do with financial structures happen in September. And this is like October, the worst is over, right? The worst is over. But things are out of balance. So the Temperance card reversed. So things are out of balance. The balance is being tipped. I really feel like this energy is, this actually could be, this Hermit card reverse could be that like the leaders are no longer the leaders. The worst of the upset is over, but things are out of balance now. You know, when we do these readings, they're really more universal energy in nature. And so while some of them may apply to you individually, also things about what's going to be happening and are coming up. And I'm feeling like, I have been feeling like the end of the year, like something major was going to be happening. So I think we're going to see that in September and October. And again, when we've pulled that card where I talked to you about investing in metals in August with that windfall that comes in, you're going to want to do that. You're going to want to have money outside financial systems and banks, even if it's just you're compiling cash, like you've got cash on hand. But even cash, like we don't know what that's going to be worth. So be traditional. But traditional could also mean like you have a safe in your house where you're keeping your money instead of in a bank, right? There's major shifting and changes coming in the end of the year. So be prepared. November. Ooh. Ooh. Yes, 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 yes. November, the 9 card. Highest female financial card in the deck as far as I'm concerned, even better than the Queen. This is the card of complete female financial independence. It is also the humanitarian card, the financial humanitarian card. So this is us having the resources to show up and help those who are less fortunate. And the good news is, again, we have the resources, right? 9 from September, October, we have that big windfall come in. We're being smart about what we're doing with our money. And now in November, we have the opportunity. We are financially independent. We have the opportunity to help those less fortunate. Another 9 card, the 9 of Cups. This is the get your wish card. This is like the fucking windfall comes in. I would imagine that this is the windfall from, well, this could either be the windfall from March or it could be that August card, that King of Cups card. So August or November, you're seeing money coming in, you're getting your wish, right? These are the seeds that you sowed at the beginning of March. But things are going well for us, right? Like this is universally, things are good and we're healing. We're in a period of healing. So whatever happens, whatever's happening globally in September and October, September, October, November. Yeah, September, October. We're in a place of healing now by the time we move into November. And then we have December. Okay, so December, Magician card reversed. We're still not feeling like we have all the tools that we need to move forward, but we're moving to higher ground mid-month. So six of Swords, we're moving to higher ground. So whatever that chaos and disruption was, we don't feel. The Magician card, we always have everything we need to move forward, but it's just like this feeling of like things were, we were in a period of healing at the end of November. And now it's like, we don't quite feel like we have, like, we're not quite settled. We're not quite ready to move to higher ground, but by mid-month we're moving to higher ground. And we've got the King of Swords upside down at the end of the month. Literally, I feel like this is massive in financial systems and structures. Like shit is going to be fucked up at the end of the year. Like something major is happening because here is that system completely toppled at the end of the year. And I'm going to just pull a couple of clarification cards and see if there's anything else that we need to know. Overall theme of the year. I mean, overall, we have Wheel of Fortune as the theme. It's like all of this stuff is going to be in our favor. We're going to see big things happening this year. And we've known that. We've known that was coming. Yeah, it's a year to really focus on money this year, right? It's not a year to be focusing on emotions like we know. This is a year of wealth alchemy. It's not the year of the lovers. It's not the year of getting wrapped up in our emotions. It's not the year of being overly sensitive. We have the power, but it is, It's a year to stand up for our principles and get really clear on what we want. You know, what our holy grail reality and existence is, what our heaven on earth resistance is. Last two cards. Oh, Six of Swords straight up and King of Swords reversed. So that is our forecast. I knew that there were going to be some major things happening. Overall, it's a great reading, but there's going to be some unrest this year, and there is constriction at the beginning of the year. So get yourself prepared, get your financial house in order, make wise decisions throughout the year. Be aware that you're going to have a desire to be a bit miserly, and that's okay, but also make sure that you are stimulating the economy and stimulating your own internal economy by making sure that you're circulating currency and not gripping too tightly to your investment, not being too miserly, right? There's the thunder confirmation coming through outside. All right, well, here's to an amazing 2020. I'm really excited. I am going to go get myself some lunch. And then after I have my lunch, I'm going to be delivering the abundance emotions to those of you that have already purchased your abundance emotions. For those of you that want to know what the emotion is that you need to access and activate in 2020 to make sure that you're in a place of fluid financial movement, you want to definitely sign up for one of my abundance emotion activations. There's two options for that. I will put the links in the description of the video. You can sign up to just have me deliver you an audio memo with the emotion, or you can sign up to do a 15-minute reading with me. And you're definitely going to want to sign up for that. I've delivered several of these already, and they're so powerful, but it's the energy that you personally need to tap into to activate abundance. It's going to be really powerful and really necessary for you during those times where you're experiencing the low-level anxiety and depression, and where you do feel a little bit upside down in relation to wealth. Like, those are the times when you're really going to be able to call upon that emotion and activate that emotion in your life. So there's two options. I will put the links in the description of the video. Happy New Year. I wish you all the prosperity and abundance in 2020. And just remember, as you're moving into this year, it is your divine birthright to be wealthy and abundant in all areas of your life. And wealthy really just means well and healthy. It's your birthright. It is why you are here. And nobody can take that away from you. So fully own that. I'm so excited to spend this upcoming year with you. I'm so excited to be here and to be guiding you and to be giving you all of the amazing knowledge that I'm given by the divine in relation to abundance. And so I'll be continuing to share that. Make sure you're following me on all the social media channels. I'm Leah Steele Life everywhere except here on YouTube, where I'm just Leah Steele. Make sure that you subscribed to my channel if you're here watching this video, because one of the first 1,111 subscribers are going to win a full abundance activation with me that's valued $1,111. So make sure your subscriptions are set to public so I can see the subscribed. And as soon as we get to 1,111, I'll be drawing that winner. So someone's going to win that session with me. Have an amazing New Year's Eve or New Year's Day or day after New Year's, whenever it is that you are watching this. I love you all, and Salamat Tahun Baru, which is Happy New Year in Bahasa. Mwah! Farewell from Bali.